Hey guys, Anya here. Today I'm going to introduce you to spinal mobility flow, a great warm-up for those of you guys who wake up in the morning with some neck twitches, with the lower back tightness. So whenever you're ready, let's get on the mat. Let's start from Shavasana. Slowly from here, right away, open your elbows. So you're going to cactus position with your arms. Again, inhale, lift the chin up and point the back of your head down towards the floor, going into like a mild fish position. And on the exhale, release your chin down. Again, inhale, chin up. Exhale, chin down. One more time, chin up. And then chin down. Slow motion from here, lift the chin up, but this time lift the head. Press the shoulders down. Nice big inhale in here and then slowly release the head down. Again, lift the chin up, lift the head up, release it down. This time as you're lifting your head up, lift the neck and then straighten your arms as far as you can. Stay here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower your head down, bend your knees and make sure that your heels are pressing down, soles of your feet are lifted. Make sure also that the feet are open at least hip distance apart or wider so you're not getting too close with your knees. Inhale, lift the head up, lift the arms up and then round your back as you're trying to bring your chin as close to your sternum as you can, but keep the arms above your head. Try to scoop the arms behind the ears and then slowly release it down. Inhale, lift the chin, head and arms up, coil it a little bit higher and release it down. Final one, inhale, lift, round your back, press the hips, press the heels, round your back, roll yourself all the way to fall forward, bringing your hands on the fingertips. Lean your chest forward, shoulders back. Then on the exhale, round your back and slowly bring your hands all the way behind you. Press the heels down, lift your hips just 2-3 inches off the floor. So this is not a full inverted table, so the hips are just above the ground. And then gently shift the hips all the way towards the ankles, trying to stretch the obliques and the shoulders back. And then slowly from here, let's swing the hips towards the wrist, trying to maybe lift the soles of your feet and press your hips between your wrists. Let's shift the hips forward again. Lengthen the torso. And then again, hips back. This time try to push the hips so far back that you can maybe straighten the legs. Round your back, puff the shoulder blades. And again, let's shift it forward. Now from here, try to push the hips back, straighten the legs, lift the chest, round your back. And then from here, try to elongate your toes, pressing them down to the floor. As your hips are moving towards your ankles, walk your hands closer towards your hips. Lift your hips, lift your heels, and then push the knees forward. Try to stretch the knees as far forward as you can, lifting your pelvis off the floor. Coil into that inverted table and then push the hips gently towards the wrist. Let's do it again. Knees forward. Try to lower your knees as low towards the mat as you can. Lift the hips and then circle your hips back towards the wrist. One more time. Knees are moving forward. Hips are lifted. This time try to sink your knees as deeply to the floor as you can so you can walk your hands all the way to meet your shins. Round your back, chin is in, scoop the knees towards Vajrayana and lift your knees, going into like a nice deep squat. As you're here, keep dropping your head down, but lift your hips and come up to like a full forward bend, clasping your elbows and rolling your torso from side to side. Just a couple of motion in here to kind of get into the fascia of those spinal muscles. And let's bring the hands all the way on the lower back as you're coming all the way up to standing. Slowly, guys, from here, bring your hands on your hips. And then press the way into your heels, bend your knees, and then push the pelvis forward. A little bit of back bend in here, so make sure that your tailbone is tucking under and you're right away lifting those frontal ribs a little bit higher up. Slowly from here, push the hips back as you're leaning your torso forward. If you want, you can stretch your hamstrings by lifting your kneecaps up and maybe straightening the legs. Tuck your tailbone under and let's shift all the way again to that back bend. Shoulders back, chest up. And again, hips are moving back, shoulders forward, Upper back is rounded. Engage the belly muscles and elbows forward. And then slowly from here, start coming up all the way up to Tadasana. From here, guys, let's push the hips to the one side. And let's push the hips to the other side. Let's move sideways. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Hips are going to the side. So this is my left side, your right side. I'm going to extend my arm all the way in opposite direction above my ear. I'm going to push my hips as far in opposite direction to that arm so I can find that deep side stretch in my corset muscle. And then slowly from here, I'm going to push my hips forward, leaning my torso back, going to a bit of back bend. Slow motion from here, I'm going to come up and find my way to Tadasana. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to push my hips in opposite direction, extending that opposite arm above my ear. From here, I'm going to gently bend my knees, push my pelvis forward, lift the chest, and find a bit of back bend in here again. And then slowly, I'm going to come back all the way to Tadasana. What does this look like from this side? Let's do it again. Bend your knees. And then slowly from here, lift the chest up. Now from there, let's push the hips into the right. Let's extend the right arm all the way to the side. Look for that side stretching here and then gently bend your knees as you're leaning your hips forward, torso back. Try to bring that the right arm all the way behind you as the left hand is pushing your hip forward. Slow motion from here. Let's come back to Tadasana and let's do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to push the hips to the left arm extends above the ear, and then slow motion from here, find that back bend. The most important thing, guys, in here is to making sure that you're not compressing in your lower back so the tailbone is actually tucking towards the back of your knees. You're looking for the lift in the lower back instead of compression. That's why we're using those frontal ribs to lift. Nice big inhale here. Let's come up all the way to Tadasana. From here, let's bend the knees, push the hips forward, lift the chest up, and then slowly lift the arms and clasp the elbows behind the ears. Big inhale in here, then on the exhale, let's push the hips to the left and torso to the right. Now bend your knees, sink your hips, really look for that side stretch, and then slow motion from here, find your way to full forward bend. Slowly from here, let's move to the other side. So switch the position of the hips, switch the position of the torso as you're coming all the way up. From here, back bend, and then let's switch direction. So you're gonna swing your torso to the left, sink your hips, move all the way through the side stretch to full forward bend. Then come back to side stretch on the other side, coming up all the way up, finding yourself into the back bend. From back bends, let's straighten your legs. Bring your hands interlaced behind the neck and try to lift your cranium off the neck. So open your elbows, nice deep stretch in here. Open your chest, big inhale, relax your head towards your hands. Exhale, round your back, squeeze your elbows towards each other, puff the shoulder blades, and as slow as you can, you're gonna be rolling all the way down towards your knees. I'm saying it now because my mic may not work as I'm going to full forward. But what I want you guys to focus on is to making sure that the neck is elongated, making sure that those shoulder blades are spreading, making sure that the rounding comes from the suction of the belly muscles towards the spine. So let's try it. You can bend your knees or keep your legs straight. I highly recommend to have your knees bent. And then try to bring your elbows as close to your knees as you can. Slowly roll up. Open your chest. Get your elbows wide. Let's do one more time. Elbows in. Squeeze. Puff the shoulder blades. Chin in as close towards the sternum as you can. And then slowly round your back. Vertebra by vertebra. Now slowly from here, bend your knees. Sink your hips, bring your hands down on the fingertips, and then start lifting your heels off the floor, going to like a nice deep squat. Lift the chest up, nice big inhale. Exhale, walk your feet a bit wider. I'm gonna go sideways. And then find yourself into like a nice deep yogic squat. From here, let's extend the left arm or right arm, doesn't really matter. We're gonna do both to the side on the fingertips. Just make sure that the tricep presses against the inside of the knee, so you also add in an extra hip opening in here. The opposite arm is gonna reach either up. My favorite is to bend the elbow open to the side, so I'm still using those oblique muscles. Bring the hand behind the neck and look for that stretch in the neck, or adding like extra self-massage, massaging this back of the neck, releasing some nerve tension in the nice big inhale, obviously nice slow exhale. Keep those hips heavy, keep engaging your belly muscles, and then slowly release your hand down, and let's switch side. So opposite hand is going down on the fingertips, pressing the tricep against the shin, and let's slowly reach the opposite arm. Bend the elbow if you did so on the other side, and another neck massage, self neck massage, as you're pointing the elbow up, as you're lifting your chest, as you're sinking your hips. Don't forget about breath. Nice long inhale and nice slow exhale. Both hands down to the floor. And as you're here, sink your hips and release your pelvis down. Slide your feet a bit away from the hips. So make sure they are in the position, pretty much the same position that we started with. Heels are pressing down, feet are flexed. And then bring your hands behind you, but this time instead of going on the hands, I want you guys lower your forearms down. So your elbows are gonna be pressing down. Lift the chest up, lift the frontal ribs up, and then right away start lifting that chin up. And then if you feel comfortable, you can slide the shoulders back and then try to lower your head all the way down to fish. Either keep your head up if you have issues with your neck, or lower your head down. The most essential thing in here is to making sure that the weight is mostly in your hips. So your glutes are rooting down, your frontal ribs are lifting. As a matter of fact, let's bring the hands on those ribs and try to lengthen, lift those ribs away from the belly. Then if you're ready, lower your head down, but keep pressing your elbows down, keep relaxing your shoulders down. So as soon as your head is down, you can straighten your legs. You can slide your elbows further back, but keep pressing your elbows, relaxing your shoulders down. Take a nice big inhale in here. Then on the exhale, slide your head down. Moving towards the same pose that we started the practice with. Open your feet a little bit wider. Open your palms up. Nice big inhale through the nose. Fill up your chest. Fill up your diaphragm and your belly. Hold that inhale in. Then open your mouth. Exhale everything out.